Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing on today? I am super duper excited because I get to hang out with Zoe Marie Jackson on today, guys. She is live and in color, and we're talking about her latest release, which is, oh my goodness, Zoe, I so enjoyed it. Mother for a Month. Take a look at the ebook, take a look at the print copy. Guys, it is live and in color. And Zoe Marie Jackson is hanging out with us on today to talk about her latest release as well. So, welcome to the cafe. You already know what to do. Like, tag, and share. Tell everybody to come on down to the cafe and hang out with us. Because guess what? Zoe Marie Jackson may she may spill just a little bit of tea. So, Zoe, please introduce yourself to the people, my friend.
Hi, everyone. I am so happy to be here. Thank you so much, Angela, for hosting me. I am super excited to talk about my third book with Harlequin Love Inspired. I've previously published two other books with them, The Adoption Surprise, The Christmas Switch, and now Mother for a Month. And I am just in love with the cover. I'm in love with the story. It is a continuation of Sienna's story. You met Sienna and Joel in book one, The Adoption Surprise.
Yes.
And so this picks up on those characters because they had that love hate chemistry going on. And so it was just a fun, this was actually a fun write for me. So
Oh,
thank you so
wow.
much.
Look, okay, see, Zoe, you starting out spilling tea. I love it. I love it. And they are giving you love, my friend, in the comment
Yes.
section. You got Caitlin
Hi.
Warrior hanging out with us. Author Sharon Blunt that's hanging out with us. Mama Tony of Mama Tony's Book Nook
Oh,
is
hi,
hanging
Mama
out with
Tony.
us as well. You have Myra Cook hanging out with us.
Hello.
And you also have Veronica Lockett hanging out with us,
Hi.
Louise Brown hanging out with us. They
Thank
are coming on
you.
in. They are coming on in. And again, like I said, Zoe, it's just such a pleasure to have you to come and hang out with us and talk about your latest release. Now,
Yeah.
you hinted on something. Now we're gonna talk a little bit about this cover because you know we love a nice cover. But before
Mhm.
we do that, can we talk about the title? Mother for a Month. And guys, if you've read the book, the title will kind of make sense or what have you. But tell us
Yes.
a little bit about this title. Was this your original working title? Did you submit this title? How did this title come about?
So, yes, this was not my original title. I'd have to probably look through my notes now to see what I originally was calling this. I think at
Okay.
one point I just simply said book one or book two of the contract
Okay.
because I know that Harlequin will ask you for title options, and so you
Okay.
present, like maybe 10 or so, maybe 10 to 12 title suggestions.
Okay.
But almost always they come back with one of their own after they start talking, like the Adoption Surprise. I didn't come up with that one. The Christmas Switch. Maybe I had the Holiday Switch, but I haven't had much success so far in what I suggest. And so,
Okay.
I may have said like Mother for a few days. Maybe I did something like that, but this definitely is their wonderful team that came up with this particular title for this book.
I love it. I love it. And of course, this, oh my goodness, this cover. And the baby is just so juicy. Look at them jaws. Oh
I
my
know
goodness. Tell us
that
about
baby
this
is
new
absolutely
cover.
adorable.
Look, Zoe, it's one of those babies where it's like, okay, you just fall in love with him. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like if you could eat those cheeks, you would. Yeah.
Yes. Now, did you give them like suggestions of what you wanted the cover to look like? Tell us about this cover.
Oh, as far as with the cover, they some of the things that they may do is they have a certain system and you input info about the characters. And so like I said, you know what? This character reminds me of oh my gosh. Oh my lord. Her name just slipped me. This is
Okay.
terrible. But anyway, so I gave them this celebrity. Oh my God, I'm going to be really upset with myself later. But, so I gave them, like maybe a celebrity and photos that I think, but this is a model that they end up getting. And I was just like, I really, and I'll give like ideas of different scenes that occur in the book, and then they
Okay.
choose. And so they chose this, they set up this scene where she's sitting on the couch with the baby, and I think it's a great perfect scene. Love Inspired
Yes.
tend to do scenes that are outside, so this is one of the few scenes that is occurring inside the house where she's sitting.
Oh wow. Yes. I
Yeah,
love that. I love that. Oh my
yeah.
goodness. And look, they are giving you love in the comment section about the
Thank
cover
you.
as well.
The
And
cover
I
is
also wanted
phenomenal.
yes, they are loving the cover. Jennifer L. Copeland said that the cover is gorgeous. You
Gorgeous.
just saw
Thank you.
Louise Brown said that she loved the cover. And I also wanted you to make sure that we saw that Veronica wanted you to know that she loved the Valentine's do over as
Yes.
well. That it was a
Thank
great read.
you. That's another great cover, a fantastic cover. I write as Michelle Lindo Rice for a special edition, and the Valentine's Do Over is under Michelle Lindo Rice. So thank you so much for that.
I love that. I love that. Okay, guys. So if you are just joining us, we are hanging out with Zoe Marie Jackson, and she is talking about her latest love inspired series, Mother for a Month, as well. Now, can you share with us a little bit, Zoe? What inspired this story? And we know this is a part of a series or what have you. And this is the third book in the series. Is that correct? Is this the third one in the series?
No, this is a second. This is
The
a
second,
follow
right?
up
Because the adoption
to
surprise
the
was first,
adoption
right?
surprise. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And look, they have a little cameo in here. I love it. I love it. I love it. But this is
Yeah.
the second book in this series. Can you tell us what inspired Sienna's and Joel's story?
Okay, so from book one, when we met Sienna and Joel, they were just that couple that couldn't stand each other. And as a result, the editor who was reading it was just like, I love these two. I love seeing how they interact. The
Their
readers were like,
banter.
oh my gosh, I love these people and how they interact. And so I was just like, well, you want to know about Sienna and Joel? I'll give you a little hint of what's going to happen to them.
Oh,
And so,
nice.
it took me a little while to craft a scenario that would bring these two together because they are
Yeah.
definitely rivals to in love or more, as we say.
Look, Zoe, even the which of course they knew each other, but even the meet cute per
Yes,
se, they're going back and forth. Some of the stuff it was like, really, you gonna argue with me about that? Like, really? You
exactly.
gonna I love that. I love their banter, or what have you. Now, this particular story, even though, of course, guys, it's love inspired, so there is some romance and stuff there. But you also dealt with some heavy hitters or what have you
Yeah.
in this story. Did you know that with Joel and Sienna's story that you was gonna kind of tie it in with that because there are both of their families are going through some health issues that is major things that has really threw a monkey wrench in their life, and they have to deal with that and they have to be vulnerable about that in addition to
Yeah.
this cute little baby as well. Did you know
Yes.
that that was going to be a part of the story?
I mean, I know that I needed to, for these two to actually come together, I know that they
Mm-hmm.
had to be facing unusual circumstances in their lives.
Yeah.
So, for example, Sienna with her dissertation, she's the teacher of the year and she didn't do well.
Yes.
And then, her mom, she gets news about her mom. Don't want to spoil it for
Yeah.
anyone. But she has all these things going on with her life. And I think and then Joel, getting to know his family again and his brother reaching out because of, you know, um, everything that's going on with his brother's life, and he
Yeah.
needs Joel to take his son. So I think it had to be something of a real serious dramatic nature that would have brought these two together. Because if you read them in book one, you know that Sienna and Joel, no, those two couldn't stand to, especially Sienna. She's just a fun, feisty, sassy character, and I love
Yes.
writing those kind of heroines. And she needed, it had to be a baby as adorable and as cute as Micah to
Yes.
bring them together. And even then you see where it started off with annoyance, because these two are like spitfires together.
Yes.
He'll take it to a certain point, but Joel is holding his own when he's ready, and so that was a
Absolutely.
lot of fun to write, a lot of fun to
Oh,
write.
wow. Wow. I love that. I love that. Now, guys, if you are just joining us, we're hanging out with the Zoe Marie Jackson, guys. This is her latest release, Mother for a Month, and she's hanging out with us here at the cafe to tell us about it on today as well. Now, we got to talk about this because Mama Tony kind of hit on it as well. She was like, it sounds like an enemy. No, Antoinette was saying
Yes,
it sounds like an enemies to lovers
yes,
situation. And it's almost like you had several tropes going on because you had like the enemies to lovers, you had the fake dating trope,
yes.
small town, all of this stuff
It
going
was
in
fun.
there as well. So
Yes,
share with us, and you just said it was fun. Share with us what that was like, that experience to be able to throw
yes.
all those
So,
things into the plate.
yeah. So, like many of us, I grew up watching a lot of romance movies, and
Uh-huh.
for example, and even just like yes, they definitely were oil and water in the first book, and so like the Adoption Surprise, which was inspired by Sister Sister. While I was writing this, I started to feel like this could have been a three weddings and a funeral situation. And so it really inspired me. But my editor was like, please don't give us a funeral.
But we got the
you know,
three weddings.
but we got the weddings. And so
We got the
even there with
weddings.
weddings where, we have different scenes, different situations, it was such a fun
Yeah.
way to bring them together with the weddings. Because I mean,
Like,
who doesn't like weddings? But then for them to really come to that change, I think they had to see others into certain situations and
yes.
see how they are
Yes.
falling in love for them to
Yeah.
begin to move it to themselves. So I absolutely loved writing their adventures at the wedding. And of course, you have a little bit of things that may have gone wrong. That was great. But Sienna is just a snazzy dresser, and that was a lot of fun. There are some things that they did delete though, because this is love inspired. So they deleted, I
Okay.
had her with little diamonds around her lips. They took that out with her lipstick with little diamonds around her lips. They took that out. They kind of toned her down a little bit, but she was
Uh-huh.
still very much the Sienna that we began to see from book one, where she's snazzy, a beautiful plus size woman, gorgeous, confident in herself in a lot of things. And so it was just, when I say I had a lot of fun, I had a lot of fun, even with the weddings as well, especially.
I
Mhm.
love that. I love that. And I love the fact that at the weddings, at each of the weddings, like you said, there's like something that's gonna go down. We won't spoil it for you
Mhm.
guys, but there's something that's gonna go down. But at each of the weddings, it was like they learned a little more about each other. And
Yes.
they they started to realize, they begin to have like realizations, like, okay, like, no, that I don't like him. Like in their but and it was like, like there was like a little touch, and they both felt that jolt, and it was like, okay, I'm really
Yeah.
gonna ignore this because like I cannot like Joel, like, right? So yeah, I love that
Exactly.
about the weddings.
Thank
I
you
love
so much for reading. It means a lot to me.
that.
Yeah.
Now, Zoe, can you share with us, because we're talking about the characters a little bit and we're kind of diving in. And of course, guys, if you have a question for Zoe Marie Jackson, put it in the comment section as well. We'll be sure to include you. But Zoe, when you think about the characters, and of course, they were in book one, but when you think about Joel and Sienna, and you think about this story, Mother for a Month, what came first? Was it the characters or was it the plot? Because I mean, the plot in here is just amazing. So
Oh,
tell us
thank you for
what
that.
came first for
Thank you
you.
so much. The characters came first.
Oh, okay.
Um, I have definitely shifted and continue to shift. It's still a learning
Okay.
process, but when I may have um like a little idea of, or which we already know it's a romance, so
Oh,
they're going to
right.
come together. So here's that little plot that's there, but before that, I had to really delve into each of the characters, get a little bit into their home lives, make sure as well that nothing that's introduced was discounted in the first book, because
Okay.
readers are really up on that. um
Yes.
so it's really building the characters first, getting to know them a little bit, getting to know Joel's backstory, getting to know Sienna's backstory, getting into
Yeah.
the family story. And I also think that that mother-daughter story that's in there is really heartwarming. There's a second chance between mother and daughter
Yeah.
there that I think many will be able to relate to. I actually, and with her mom going through whatever she's going through, I'm trying not to spoil it, but
Right.
there was, so building that first, and I worked on building that first, and then I begin to draft the synopsis with the plotting or whatever. But definitely it has to be a constant thing of, would this person react this way, or would, how would they act with this situation? So plot is important, but then depending on the character that you create, it's how they react to that situation. And so yeah, definitely, I may have a concept, but as far as like heavily plotting, I have to build my characters first. Even with any of the other books that's coming, that's my process, is that I start with the characters. I'm building the characters. And that's just from learning from editors, from fellow writers, workshops. I encourage anyone that want to get into this, attend the workshops, of authors, or others that have the chops, have the credentials or the chops
Mm-hmm.
to lead these kind of um, trainings, or workshops.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what I did.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. And speaking of the characters a little bit, just in case, guys, if you hadn't read, the first book is The Adoption Surprise. Oh my goodness, the twins are amazing. And as I said, they make a little cameo, so you get to see the twins
Yes, Mia
in the
Morgan.
story as well. But if you can share with us a little bit about the characters, so I'll just say some of the characters and you can just kind of describe them or tell us a little bit about them.
Yes.
Um, Tell us a little bit about Joel's character. So if someone has just come into the series and they hadn't read The
Yeah.
Adoption Surprise, can you describe Joel's character for us?
Yes. So Joel is really ambitious. He's tall, lanky. He's really ambitious. He's driven to succeed. And you're going to see someone who is used to being a loner almost, but then beginning to embrace family. So that's kind of how I would describe him, is that he's really driven to succeed, but he knows that, he's getting a little older and he begins to think about family. And then this situation occurs, and even though he doesn't know anything about taking care of a child, he's like, I'm gonna
Mhm.
try my best to help my brother
Yes.
there. So
Yes.
so definitely a driven character who has to then decide, am I going to put um my heart above my ambition? That's a little bit about
Yes.
Joel. Mhm.
Yeah. And one thing that I love that you did, Zoe, you did it very well in this story, is that you were able to see both Zoe and you was able
Mhm.
to see both Joel's and Sienna's journey, and you was
Yes.
able to kind of see their transformation. I mean, even
Yes.
with their relationship with each other, and then their individual relationships with self, if that makes
Yes.
sense. Like you was
Yes.
able to see them
Thank you.
transform from the beginning of the book to the end. I don't know if you planned out or set out to do
Yes,
that,
yes. I
but
You
you did. I
definitely
was
have to
able
see that
to.
character's arc and that character's journey. Yes, that thing.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say I'm trying to build my character. Like, where are you now, and where are
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
end up at the end? Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that. Now,
Yay.
course, you gotta share a little bit about Sienna. Okay, tell
Oh
us
my
about
God.
Sienna for those who may not know her.
Sienna is spunky and feisty and loyal, and I mean, just fun to be around. You picture that snazzy dresser that has a
Yes,
comeback, a quick comeback. And she has some quick comebacks, and but in her heart, she loves hard, and so
yes,
she's also really ambitious. So for her as well, there's a little bit of that journey of where do I draw the line. She has a situation where a little bit of her backstory was, where parents play favorites, and so
Mhm.
she had to come to terms with all of that. It's just, that's a little bit about her character, and so her journey was along that arc of self-acceptance, but also
Yeah.
just being okay with you and with what you want to do as opposed to what is expected of you to do.
Yeah, yeah. And that's so true because guys, when you read the story, you'll tell how it affected her in her everyday life. It affected her in decisions that she made. It affected her in, just seeing herself, am I enough? All of this stuff, wanting to please her parents and wanting her parents to be proud of her, or what have you too. And of course, one more character. Can we talk a little bit about Daphne? How would you describe Daphne? And Daphne is Sienna's mother, guys.
Mhm. Yes. Um, Before I forget, the person that inspired me with Sienna is Jill Scott. Sorry.
Oh, see, she's spilling some tea, guys. She's spilling some tea. I love it.
Yes,
I love
yes,
it.
Jill Scott.
So, the
I'm sorry.
character inspiration for Sienna is Jill Scott, and I definitely
Yes,
can see it. I can see
yes.
that. I
You can
love
see
that.
it, right? Okay, so I'm sorry because that was gonna bug me if I was on this live stream and didn't say that. Um, but a little bit about Daphne is that, sometimes you're going along your way, and you experience certain things in your life without talking on a lot of our storyline, but until you go
Mhm.
through certain situations, you don't realize sometimes as a parent, quote unquote, the harm that you may be doing to your children
Yeah.
until you begin to go through some things, or until you mature some and begin to look back. And so Daphne for me was that character who, um she gets some news and that begins to shake her world a little bit, and she realized, like, wait a minute, I need to mend fences with my daughter. I need for my daughter to know certain things. Kind of
Yeah.
like, if you got a certain kind of news about, that rocked your world, so to speak, what would you do? And that's what Daphne was. And it was really important for her to really have her daughter know, like, I love you, and what I think about you. And yes, take, because sometimes, I think sometimes parents, maybe you may not be willing to admit when you do something, but she was willing to go, yes, this is true, but you know how can we fix this, how can we repair this and move forward. And so that was a little bit of how I
Yeah.
very elegant woman, very, I love the fact that Daphne never, this wasn't a novel about that a mom was criticizing anything about how she looked or anything like that.
Right.
It was more ambition with the
Yeah.
parents. And so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
wasn't going to write that. I wanted Sienna to be comfortable with herself. That wasn't that kind of a storyline, because there's so many of us, plus size women, that we don't spend all day thinking about stuff like that. Not that we never do,
Mhm.
but we don't. We have other things to do. And so
Yes.
I wanted
Yes.
her to. So that was the role that Daphne played, and the scene between Daphne and Sienna. There's a scene there between them that is simply heartwarming, and I think that
Mhm.
there's so many little black girls that would love that moment with their
That
mom.
moment. Yes,
With
yes.
your mom,
So, guys, you got to read the book to know the moment that we're talking about. I
Yes.
love that. I love that. And guys, if you are just joining us, oh my goodness, we have Vanessa Miller hanging out with us. Hey, Vanessa, thank you so much for joining us as well. Guys,
Mhm.
if you are just joining us, we are hanging out with Zoe Marie Jackson on today, guys. She is telling us about her latest release, Mother for a Month. And of course, we will definitely be sharing with you of how you can get your hands on a copy of this amazing story as well. Now, Zoe, can you share with us a little bit when you think about all the characters in this particular story, in
Yes.
Sienna's and Joel's story, Mother for a Month? Which character was the most fun or interesting for you to write? And which character that at moments gave you pause? Like you had to kind of sit with that character to think about what it is that you want to convey to the readers.
Yeah.
So, kind of
Um,
two questions. Mhm.
yeah, hands down, Sienna was the most fun for me to write.
Uh
Uh,
huh.
I fell in love with her from book one, and I just knew
Okay.
that she needed her. She needed to take front and center, and people really
Look,
connected
she
with
needed her
her.
own story.
Yes, she was just a lot of fun to write, and funny enough, the one that kind of stole my heart, though he didn't have a voice, is Micah. Micah was just the most adorable little baby to write.
Yeah.
And I get inspiration from that because, my kids are in their 20s now or so, but my sister who has younger kids and, experiencing seeing my niece and my nephew, whose name is Micah, um,
I love that.
around that time. And so just being able to do that. So I think it was more of with Micah of, okay, how are they going to be with Micah, and how is Micah going to play his role into bringing these two together? So I really had to think about that. But of course, Joel, the ending scene with Joel of what does he do and what does Sienna do, at the end, the ending scene with Joel, I had to consider. I had different endings in mind and different things that I thought he might do. And then I said, no, this is Joel. This is where he is right now. And this is where he's going to be. And so Sienna got to do what she needed to do right there. So that was,
I
that's
love
kind of
that.
how I came up in that decision there with Joel.
I love that. I love that. Guys, if you are just joining us, we're hanging out with author Zoe Marie Jackson. And Zoe, I'm going to allow you to get ready to set up what you're going to read because I know
Yes.
by now they're on the edge of their seats to ready to hear the snippet. Guys, she's going to give you just a little bit, just enough to wet your whistles of Mother for a Month. And I'm going to let her set up the scene of what she's getting ready to read.
Okay. So one of my favorite authors always told me, begin from the beginning. And so
Mhm.
I'm going to start off with that scene where she's in the waiting area of a very small airport, and it's one
Yes.
I've been to myself. So, Shreveport, Louisiana. And that's where she is. And she's like, I don't believe that this man is here. What is he doing
Right.
here
Like
right
this cannot be happening.
now?
Look, Zoe, out of all people, really?
Yes, yes. And so I know it's supposed to be about 5 minutes or so, or how long do you want me to
No,
read?
it's just gonna be a couple of paragraphs. Yep,
A
just a
couple
little snippet,
oh,
little
okay.
short
So
snippet.
I'm gonna read a couple paragraphs and I'm gonna
Yep.
attempt to be Sienna.
Okay.
Of all the locations in all the world, Joel Armstrong had to end up here in Shreveport, Louisiana, on a Friday afternoon in this tiny blip of an airport. Sienna King leaned forward so her knotless auburn braids would cover her face while she read through her dissertation research on her iPad mini titled The Effect Size of Teaching on Student Progress Despite Poverty and Parenting. This was her fourth time reading through it after a humiliating faux pas during her defense the week before. But Sienna would have a second chance to present during the summer, and she was going to ensure there wouldn't be a need for a third. Maybe Joel wouldn't spot her. Although at 5'10", she was hard to miss, especially with so many empty seats in the small waiting area. Still, a girl could hope. A shadow loomed. In her peripheral view, Sienna saw a long, lanky frame slink into the seat next to her and gave him the side eye. At 6'4", Joel was one of the few men who truly towered over her. He had he had olive toned skin like she did, a light beard, and curls the girls seemed to love. He'd only recently started sporting a beard which suited him. "What are you doing here?" she asked, moving her braids off her face, not even trying to feign surprise or hide her irritation at her companion. This was how she communicated with Joel. Ever since he had beaten her at the annual spelling bee in second grade, her parents had been mad at her for spelling the word fuchsia incorrectly. Sienna had been angry at Joel. He had preened over that plastic medal, keeping it on his desk just to taunt her, which led to the birth of their decades long rivalry. All through school, if she answered a question, he had the opposite response. The worst of it was in high school when he received a perfect score on the SATs. Eventually, their interactions with each other became a habit. It was one she never intended to break. That's just a little
Yes,
snapshot of
I
the
love it. Yes. Look, and Zoe, it run deep. It go all the way back to second grade.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that snippet with
Thank
us,
you.
guys. If you're just joining us, hanging out with the one and only Zoe Marie Jackson, guys, her latest release, A Mother for a Month. And of course, you guys know we have to play a round of this or that. But I promise you, Zoe, there is no right or wrong answer because it is all
I,
things
I love it.
according to you, my friend. Are you
I love
ready?
to get to that. I'm ready.
All right. All right. Let's get started.
Thank you,
First
Jennifer.
up, big city, small town.
Small town.
Okay, I love it. I love it. All right, we're gonna do tropes a little bit.
Okay.
Fake dating or secret baby? Fake dating or secret baby?
Oh, I can't have both. I have to choose one.
Yeah, it's all things according to
Uh,
you.
fake dating.
Okay, friends to lovers or enemies to lovers?
Enemies to lovers.
Okay, I love it. We going on a trip. All right,
Okay.
plane ride or road trip?
Ooh, road trip, I think.
Okay, okay,
Mm,
glass half empty or glass half full?
I'm just happy I have a glass, but I'm definitely
Okay.
gonna say I'm
Okay,
gonna say
I love
half
it. I
full.
love it. And of course, Zoe, you know we got to know this one for the cafe, my friend. Are you team tea or are you team a coffee?
Tea over coffee
Okay,
any day. Ginger tea to be exact.
ginger tea. Okay, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for playing around on
Thank
this or that with
you.
us. And oh my goodness, Zoe, the time goes by so fast, my friend. We have had an amazing time talking about Mother for a Month. And of course, there is going to be a giveaway on this evening.
Yes,
I'm
for
going to
sure.
allow Zoe Marie Jackson to tell us what that
Yes.
giveaway is going to be on today.
So the giveaway will be for one person will receive all three copies of my book with Love Inspired, the adoption
Woo!
surprise, a copy of the Christmas Switch, and a copy of Mother for a Month. So congrats to that winner. When
So
you receive it,
exciting!
please tag me on my author page, Zoe Marie Jackson on Facebook.
Okay, guys, y'all hear that? The winner of this giveaway, you're getting not one book, not two, but three books of Zoe Marie Jackson's books in the Love Inspired line of
Mhm.
Harlequin. I love that. I love that. I love that. And of course, the way we do it here, Zoe, is that I'm gonna go up and down the comment section, my friend, and you're gonna tell me when to stop, and that person is gonna get a copy of all three books. And I am ready
Oh,
when you are.
wow. Okay. Now, if you already have all three, then we can negotiate after that.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha. Oh, well, let me
So tell
start
me
over.
when.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Just tell me when to stop.
And stop.
Okay. Louise Brown, you are the winner of all three books. If you already have them, inbox me your information. But if you have all three, or if you have some of them, let me know, and then we'll work it out with Zoe of
Yeah.
what what other book or what have you that you can get or what have you for that. So I love that. Congratulations, Louise Brown. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Now, Zoey, for those out there, because I know now they are ready to read it if they have not already. And of course, it's available in ebook, guys, and it's available in print copy. Please share with
And
us
large
how
print.
can they get the oh, and audio. There you go. Okay. See, y'all already know. Now, whatever suits your fancy, whether it's audiobook, ebook, print copy, you can have this amazing, amazing story. Zoey, how can they get their hands on a copy?
Okay, so you can find a copy of Mother for a Month on the Harlequin website itself. You can find it on Amazon, on any Barnes and Noble, on any Nook is available on all those platforms. And you can also find it on where else? On I think does Target have it? But there's a lot of I would say Harlequin has it, but so does Amazon, Barnes and Noble, anywhere where you can get that. You can also read a sample chapter as well. That's on my website. It should be or on my website. Hopefully I have it on there. And so that's a little bit of where you can find, but it's available in all mediums, and please reach out for it. Thank you.
I love that. I love that. Guys, there
Sorry.
you have it. It is available where books are sold. And of course, guys, once you read it, definitely leave a review. I know that Zoey Marie Jackson will be so appreciative of you
Yes,
doing that. And
please.
the same thing, if you have a copy, there's ebook. If you have a copy in print, yes, definitely take a picture, tag author Zoey Marie Jackson. I know that she would get excited about that as well. And also, if you have it or you're out in the stores and you see it, yes, take a picture, tag her, show
Please
her where it is
do.
that you see it in the world as
Yeah.
well. I love that. I love that. I love
It's
that.
probably gone from Walmart now, but usually Walmart carries love inspired books, the releases. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I love that. I love that. Now, Zoey Marie Jackson, please share with us how can we stay connected with you, my friend?
Well, I am all over the place, but you can definitely find me on Facebook at Zoe Marie Jackson, on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as well as Twitter. So you can find me all over. Just Google me. You can especially find me the best place of all on my website, zoemariejackson.com. You can see the books that are out, these 3 books. You can also get there are links there to sample chapters, and also you can email me as well. Thank you so much for having me.
I love that. I love that. And you are so welcome. It is just always nice to have you to come and to hang out with us as well. And guys, of course, like she said, definitely follow her on her website. You can follow her on social media, all of that good stuff as well. And Zoe, I want to allow you to have the last words of what you want to say to the people this evening.
Well, I just want to say that I thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us and for being so interactive. And I will say the last word is Angela can choose one other person and they will also get all 3. So thank you so much for having me. Have a great rest of your night. Bye.
I love that. I love that. Oh my goodness. So she's gonna put it back on me that I get to choose. Okay, so this is
Yes.
what I'm gonna do. It's still me choosing, but I will. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, if you want to be in the running from it, just say pick me. Put that in the comment section. Just say pick me. If you would like to have a copy of all 3 books, put pick me in the comment section, and then I will go back after the broadcast and I will pick the person and we will announce who that winner is as well. So thank you, Zoe Marie Jackson. So
Thank
I
you.
love that. So 2 people will get 3 books, which is her books in the Love Inspired series. Guys, that is our show on today. It has been amazing hanging out with Zoe Marie Jackson on this evening, guys. And of course, if you are watching on YouTube, thank you for watching on YouTube. Don't forget to
Thank
hit that
you.
subscribe button on YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Angela Anderson YouTube. And if you're watching over on Facebook, thank Thank you for watching over there as well. If you sent stars on this evening via Facebook, thank you. I'm always so appreciative when you guys send stars. Feel free to send stars as many as you want. There is a little shooting star at the bottom where in the comment section. Feel free to click that and send as many stars as you want. I'm appreciative as well. And guys, go out, get you a copy of Mother for a Month. And of course, check out her backlist as well. Read some of the other books that she has written. They are amazing. And as we always say, have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Get you a copy.